This is part 3 of 3, the Retirement Rollover series. Over the last 2 videos, we've talked about what you can lose by rolling out a 401k or TSP without understanding the fees and how a rollover done incorrectly can trigger a tax bill you never intended to owe. I want to flip the question because for a lot of people, the right move isn't to roll the money out at all. It's to leave it right where it's at. And this is the final video in the series, and I want to give you a real balanced look at what it looks like staying in your 401k or TSP, and that makes more sense for many. There are other options. Let's start with what the TSP does well, because it's actually a pretty solid retirement plan, and it gets less credit than it deserves, I believe. I was just having this conversation with a prospective client. She's a federal employee, and I told her honestly that the TSP wasn't bad at all, and depending on her situation, leaving the money right where it is might actually make most sense. And I could tell she was a little surprised. She probably expected me to make the case for moving her money. But I did it, and that's an important part of being a fiduciary, I believe. My job isn't to move your money, it's to help you make the best decision for you, what's in your best interest. With that in mind, let's look at some objective reasons why staying in your 401k or TSP can actually make more sense. And here they are. Reason 1 is cost. The TSP has some of the lowest expense ratios available anywhere. And that's not marketing hype, that's structural. That's the way it's built. It's a government plan run at scale without a profit motive built into the fund. So the cost, the advantage compounds every single year you stay invested. Reason 2. The G Fund. This is genuinely unique. The G Fund, it's a government securities fund that isn't available anywhere outside the TSP. It offers principal protection with a yield that's been historically quite competitive, more than a money market or a stable value fund. Now, if you roll your money into an IRA, you simply can't buy the G Fund anywhere else. It only exists inside the TSP. That's a pretty unique advantage. Reason 3, legal protection. TSP assets carry a strong federal protection from creditors, which can matter a great deal depending on your profession or your risk exposure. Creditor protections too, but they vary by state, and the TSP's protections are about as strong as it gets. Reason 4, simplicity. A limited number of funds isn't always a weakness. For some, having 5, 6 well-constructed core funds is exactly the amount of complexity they want to manage, nothing more. Now, let's be fair and talk about the other side too, because staying isn't automatically the right thing to do for everyone either. The TSP's fund lineup is limited by design. That's one way they keep the expenses relatively low. If you're looking for more specific asset class exposure, tax planning, flexibility like Roth conversion strategies, or more sophisticated withdrawal planning as you get older, an IRA generally gives you more room to work with. RMDs, required minimum distribution planning, charitable giving strategies, coordinating withdrawals with other accounts. It can also be a lot more flexible in an IRA versus the TSP. This isn't a TSP is good, IRA is bad, or the reverse. It's just a genuine trade-off. It's cost and simplicity on one side, and flexibility and customization on the other. Here's how I'd suggest thinking about it. Ask yourself these questions. First, ask yourself, do I need more investment flexibility than the TSP's core funds provide already? Or am I comfortable with a simple, low-cost investment lineup? Arguably, the greatest investor of all time, Mr. Warren Buffett, has long recommended a low-cost S&P 500 index fund as one of the best investment solutions for the average investor. His reasoning is this: it's straightforward, owning a broad, diversified cross-section of American businesses. It's a passive index fund, and it's historically outperformed the vast majority of high-fee, actively managed portfolios. And this is over a long period of time. It gives you instant, not gratification, diversification, 500 of the largest publicly traded companies in the US. And those are giants like Nvidia, Apple, all the way down to smaller companies. But they're all part of the index, 500 of the best companies in America. Much better than betting on a few stocks. Your money's spread across hundreds of companies. And it's a wide range of industries too. That diversification helps reduce the impact any one company can have on your overall portfolio. In my opinion, that's an important benefit that sometimes gets overlooked when people start talking about rolling their TSP into an IRA. There's another advantage that's also often overlooked, and that's behavioral finance. One of the greatest threats to long-term investment success isn't the market. It's one of our greatest weaknesses, our emotions. This simplicity helps reduce that temptation to panic during market downturns, sell after some bad news, or chase performance by trying to time the market. In many cases, having fewer investment choices leads to better long-term decisions. Buffett's is well-known 90-10 rule. It reflects this philosophy. For most investors, he suggests 90% to a low-cost S&P index fund and 10% to short-term U.S. government bonds for stability, liquidity, peace of mind. This approach isn't fancy or flashy, but history suggests that simple, low-cost, diversified, disciplined investment or investing, that's remarkably difficult to beat in the long run. Second question, ask yourself, am I going to want to have more sophisticated type planning, tax planning, withdrawals, Roth conversions, charitable giving strategies? When you got to coordinate distributions across multiple accounts. Thirdly, ask yourself, does the level of service and guidance I want require working with someone who can only interact with money that's already outside the TSP? There's no right or wrong answer to these questions. It all depends, as they say. Your decision should be driven by your goals, not by a sales pitch or fear. The choice isn't IRAs are good, the TSP is bad, or vice versa. It's a thoughtful trade-off between low cost and simplicity on one side and greater flexibility and customization on the other. That's going to be a wrap on this, wrapping up our 3-part series on the 401k and TSP rollovers. In part 1, we discussed the fees and product traps that can catch investors who roll over their accounts without understanding what they're actually giving up. In part 2, we cover the paperwork and timing mistakes that can unintentionally trigger taxes or penalties. And part 3, we explored why, for many people, leaving money in the TSP may actually be the better decision. And if you're facing this decision yourself, we'd be happy to help you think through it. We offer a complimentary 30-minute intro conversation, no pressure, no products, just an opportunity to discuss your situation and determine what makes the most sense for you. Remember, financial success isn't built by finding the perfect investment. It's built by making consistently sound financial decisions over many years. That's why we always lead with planning first, not products. We focus on the things that you can control, not on predicting what the market will do tomorrow. The goal is simple. Make smart, informed financial decisions that align your money with what matters most to you and your family. And sometimes the best financial decision isn't moving your money at all. It's understanding your options, knowing the trade-offs, and having the confidence to make the right choice for you. That's the value of a good second opinion. I'm Garrett, founder of C Financial Hawaii. It's your money, your goals, your choice. Aloha.